Hello friends. Let's investigate how to use a Vernier caliper. In this episode, we will see a few types of them. Enjoy watching. For future reference, all measurements will be taken in millimeters. Let's call the first type of Vernier Caliper VC1. For measurements, a nut of 24 millimeters will be used. Release a stopper. Move a sliding part. Insert a nut, and check the outer diameter. We have readings of 23.84 millimeters. How do we know that? All calipers usually have 4 scales. 2 are for inches measurements, and the same are for millimeters. In our case, millimeters are from the lower part of VC1. The first part of the readings before comma we take from the big scale. In our case, that is between 23 and 24. If the number is not whole, like in our case, we need to use the scale on the sliding part to obtain proper values. Check what mark of the lower scale is first coinciding with a mark of the upper scale. In our case, that is 84. If we have a whole number on the big scale and 0 on a sliding part coinciding with this number, using the sliding scale is not necessary anymore. We just write 0. Let's measure the inner diameter of the nut. Adjust the upper jaws and insert the nut. Check the measurements. It's 11.9 millimeters. Let's carry out the same procedures with another type of Vernier caliper. We call it VC2. Measure the outer diameter. It's 23.95 millimeters. Now the inner diameter. It's 12 millimeters. The third type on our list is the digital Vernier caliper. Let's call it DVC3. Start the digital monitor by pushing the on/off button. Carry out the zero calibration procedure by pushing the 0 button. Ensure that you have readings in millimeters. If not, push the blue button between millimeters and inches. Measure the outer diameter. It's 23.86 millimeters. Never force the sliding well of DVC3. It will give you incorrect readings. Measure the inner diameter. It's 12.1 millimeters. One more reminder. Never force the sliding well of DVC3. Switch off the DVC3. The last of our measurements is depth. We are going to measure the depth of the hole in our multi-key. Let's start with VC1. For this procedure, we need to use the stem of our caliper, which is inside. By pushing the sliding part of VC1, insert the stem into the hole. When we feel resistance, we need to stop pushing. Check the measurements. It's 14.52 millimeters. Let's take VC2. It's 14.7 millimeters. The last, in turn, is DVC3. Do the same as we did before. It's 14.59 millimeters. Finally, we did a lot of measurements, but how do we know which Vernier caliper has more accuracy? For investigation, we are going to use an outside micrometer. Let's measure the outer diameter of our nut, which is 24 millimeters. It's 23.86 millimeters. As of now, we can check which caliper has more accuracy in the measurement of the outer diameter. For this reason, we just check the table. Our outside micrometer has the same readings as a digital caliper. We can conclude that VC3 is the most accurate gauge among the others on our list. Thank you for your attention. See you.